All right, welcome back. Today we are going over a couple different herbicides that I'm going to use, and it is because I have a Bermuda problem where the common Bermuda is popping up again in the yard, and we want to control that Bermuda. I also have crabgrass and a little bit of goosegrass coming in, and what we're going to do is apply a combination of two herbicides mixed with a surfactant, and we're going to try to get these things knocked out, and I'm going to show you how it controls it, and we'll talk about how it controls it. My next step is to remove Bermuda grass, and also the herbicide combination that I'm using also has an effect on quite a few different weeds. And let's just go ahead and say what we're using. We're going to use Fusilade II and Triclopyr, formerly known as Turfline ester. There is a substitute for the Fusilade, whatever you want to call it. Either way, it is fluazafop in 24.5% concentration. Now it does have a substitute that some people may be able to get a hold of, and that is Ornamec over the top, and that comes in 6.75% concentrate. And I'm going to talk about the rates for each and a surfactant. So I got my notes right here, and you'll see me looking at those. But fluazafop and Ornamec over the top controls crabgrass, Bermuda grass, Johnson grass, goosegrass, foxtail, barnyard grass, and sand burr or sand spur, as I hear it normally called. Now the Triclopyr is also another standalone herbicide that controls more broadleaf type weeds, but it also has an effect on Bermuda grass. And when these two are mixed together, it has a safening effect on Zoysia grass. So the Triclopyr is responsible for controlling medic, thistle, burdock, clover, curly dock, dandelion, dog fennel, lamb's quarters, lespedeza, oxalis, plantain, ragweed, vetch, pretty much anything that starts with wild, like wild violets, wild carrots, wild lettuce, and your poisons, poison ivy, poison oak, poison sumac. But it is also very toxic to trees and woody shrubs, so be careful where you spray it. Now the rates we're going to use here are, we're going to use 5.2 ounces to the acre of the Fusilade II. That comes out to be 0.12 ounces per thousand. Or we can use the Ornamec over the top at a rate of 18.9 ounces per acre, or 0.44 ounces per thousand square feet. Now when you use these herbicides, you're going to want to use about a ½ ounce per gallon up to an ounce per gallon of a surfactant. The Turfline ester / Triclopyr is 61.6% concentrate, and that's going to go out at 28.6 ounces per acre, or 0.66 ounces per thousand square feet. So once again, when we fill up our sprayer, we're going to fill it halfway with water. We're going to add our herbicides. We're going to add our surfactant. We're going to wear our PPE, because PPE on this is shoes, socks, long pants, long sleeve, and rubber gloves. So as long as we have those bases covered, we're safe to apply. Also make sure your sprayer is calibrated. I'm going to show you a little footage of what I'm dealing with in the lawn right here. For those of you warm season grass aficionados, you are looking at common Bermuda grass here. You can tell from these stolons that is not zoysia grass. So I have large pockets of it, or not really large, but I have a big section of it here that is in a shady area here. It's always been here. I've suppressed it before, and it's popping back up, and I have not treated it this year. And there you see a piece of crabgrass, which I have plenty of in the lawn this year. For some reason, it has come out everywhere. It's even coming out in my garden. Here we have another patch of Bermuda grass. There's a piece of crabgrass. And like I said, the crab is everywhere. I mean, you don't have to go far to find more of it. But here's another patch of Bermuda right here. Anyway, just wanted to show you a little bit. I've always had it around this ditch bank here in certain areas. I'll give you a little flyby here of some crabgrass that likes to come up on the road edge here, primarily where a pre-emergent herbicide is ineffective. So, I mean, it's everywhere. I did not apply pre-emergent this spring. I normally don't have to, and this year it has really come out strong. So I'm not sure if this was spurge or lespedeza, whatever you call it, I don't know. Could be either or, but the 2,4-D beccaprop and dicamba did not do anything more than just slightly ding a little bit of it. Now that you've seen that, we're going to talk about making sure that your sprayer is calibrated. Anytime you're applying something that can be harmful to the environment or yourself, or a non-target species of plant or animal, you need to make sure you're putting this stuff out at the correct rate and in an accurate form, so that you're not over applying the product or even under applying the product and not having the control you want. I'm going to come back here in about a week, and we're going to look at the progress of the spots I just showed you and see what they look like. Alright, I forgot to add that when you are adding such small amounts per 1,000 square feet, you may want to use a calculator to do your conversions. There are calculators online that you can use to convert fractions of an ounce into teaspoons or tablespoons or some other form of measurement that may better fit what you are measuring with. In my case, I'm probably just going to go with simple ounces, since I'm going to be doing maybe about 10,000 square feet in one tank fill up. So that's going to be pretty daggone close, and the fractions of ounces, I may use smaller measuring devices. Alright, so I'm going to give you a quick shot of how we look after the yellowing from the herbicide. I think we're about 10 days post application. You can see that was Bermuda, two little patches of Bermuda. It worked really well on Bermuda grass, and it worked really well on lespedeza. If you remember the Lespedeza, or what I thought was spurge here on the ditch bank, it pretty much smoked it. There's just a few tiny pieces left, but they look pretty much burnt up. The herbicide was also somewhat effective on crabgrass. All of my immature crabgrass in the maybe 2 to 4 tiller stage was pretty much decimated, except for that one. That one's in the 5 tiller stage, but everything else, any more mature crabgrass, was spared. Alright, so if you're looking for a way to control Bermuda grass in your Zoysia lawn, the fluazafop and the Turfline ester, or Triclopyr as it's now called, is very effective, but you need to apply this every 30 days to maintain control, or the grass will just grow back. As far as the other weeds, it's really good on what's listed. However, the more mature some of those are, the harder you're going to be able to get control of it. So it's less effective on some of the more mature weeds like crabgrass. Young crabgrass, it smoked it, but there you have it. We had a little yellowing out. It cleared up after about 3 days. We're good to go now. So it's starting to rain a little bit. I'm gonna leave you with that, and I will see you next time.